Hello everyone, I am Imran Ali, Assistant Professor, Department of MBA, Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology, Greater Noida. This is lecture 24, unit 3, in which I will be discussing about production quantity model and discount model. The first where I will be discussing in detail, it will be the production quantity, and the next it is discount model. So, the as we know, there are three model to calculate inventory. First it is EOQ, that is economic order quantity. Second it is economic EPQ, economic production quantity, yeah, production quantity model, and third it is discount model. Third it is discount model. Into economic order quantity, as I just had explained, company is trying to identify optimal number of item or optimum order that an organization must place at a time in one order, or ideal optimum order how much it should be that an organization must give at one point in time. So, this will be EOQ, and how EOQ is being calculated. It is EOQ can be calculated as 2 ds upon H, where 2 and D it is annual demand, S it is setup cost or ordering cost, H it is holding cost. This is how we can calculate it. The expected number of orders, how many orders are to be placed, it is demand upon EOQ. How we can calculate how much gap should be there between two order, it should be gap between two order, it should be number of working days upon expected number of the order, or number of the order, simple need to. So, into economic order quantity, these three things are important to calculate. It will be economic order quantity, number of order, and the gap between two order. The next model that I will be discussing in detail, it is about production quantity model. Why production quantity model is important? As we know that all manufacturing organization do not have the same pattern of manufacturing. Some of the organization produce continuously. On the other hand, there are some organization which produce into batches or which produce into gap or lot size. Because why it is so? Because there may be a product which not always into demand, or the frequency of the demand of this product is not so much that organization can afford to keep producing these goods. So, if this is the case, or this is the situation, then the production quantity model or production will be preferred to take place into lot size or into batches. But those goods who are into more demand or across the year, throughout the year, their demand it is very high, organizations might prefer to keep or continuing producing the goods on a continuous basis. For example, FMCG items, they are across the year or throughout the year they are being used, and their demand it is high. So, since demand it is high, company can afford to produce them continuous on the continuous basis. But any equipment or any product which are rarely used or which are being used by few, production cannot be continuous. Or premium item, Maruti Suzuki, BMW, Rolls Royce, or some other premium category product, they cannot afford to keep on producing for longer span of time. So, this we have to understand that how we need to keep a system of producing into quantity. But what may happen at some point of time, you are producing into quantity. For example, you are producing into lots. For example, in every 2 months or in a quarter, you are producing 1000 goods, but in the market only 900s are being demanded. how many are being remain? It is 100 goods are being remain, which can be kept into inventory or will remain with the company. See, frequency of production is high and frequency of usage is low. P, which is referred to as frequency of production, and U, which referred to as frequency of usage. If frequency of production is high and frequency of usage is low, then some item will be accumulated or some item will be keep on going into inventory over a period of time. So, we have to just identify, we have to just chalk out a way or a strategy that how we can afford certain goods or number of the goods which are more ideally for any organization, and only produce in those quantity or those goods. So, we need to remember P, that is the frequency of production and frequency of usage. If there is a difference in the production and usage, some goods in every lot keep on going into inventory. Therefore, it is important for the organization know what should be your optimum production size or what should be your optimum production load, so that much of the goods do not go into inventory or they do not go into inventory so much, which lead toward extra cost or higher cost to the organization. The batch mode is widely used in production. In certain instances, the capacity to produce a part exceed the uses. That is what I was saying. The capacity to produce is high, but usage is low. So, once the usage is low and the capacity is high, where the remaining portion will go? It will go into inventory. Therefore, company has to understand that only produce so much into lot or into batches, which do not make you to keep much goods or extra good into quantity or into inventory, because extra inventory is going to create a huge cost for the organization. As long as production continues, inventory will continue to grow. In such instances, it makes sense to periodically produce such item in batches or load size instead of producing continuously. Therefore, identify a batch or quantity that help the organization to reduce the overall inventory and make the overall operation or profitability for the company much more sustainable. Next, inventory builds up at a rate equal to the difference between production and usage. For example, if we are producing 20 units a month and only demand in the market it is for 15 unit a month, the difference it is 5 units, and where the 5 units will go? It will go in inventory. So, if this will remain keep on saying every time 5 unit extra will go in inventory, and it keep on building or accumulating inventory for the organization, and this extra or accumulated inventory is going to build a cost for the organization. So, we have to just understand, and rather than going for the production continuously, we need to develop or identify a production quantity which is optimal in nature or which is optimum. Because the company makes the production itself, there are no ordering cost as such. So, in here as ordering cost we have seen into the economic quantity model, ordering cost was when we place an order, certain expenses are to be occurred. But here, because the company itself it is making, we are not placing any order. So, here ordering cost will not be existing, unlike economic order quantity model. Nonetheless, with every production run, I mean to say the batch, there is a setup cost or cost required to prepare the equipment of the job, such as cleaning, adjustment or checking the tools and equipment. So, the setup cost, it is what? As we have seen, production in the organization is not continuous, it is into batches. So, once we have finished batch 1 and we are about to start batch 2, we will clean the product, we will give certain pause or rest to the product, so that the goods and the machinery is proper to function and they are being used into the next batches. So, this kind of expenses that an organization made in terms of the cleaning, adjusting and changing the tools, it is known as setup cost, and this setup cost, it is going to be incurred or utilized by the company in this kind of cost. We can understand over here by this model, as there was a model into economic order quantity too. Similarly, there is a production quantity model also. Let us see over here. This is the production and stage. This is what the maximum use is happening, and it is what the maximum production is happening. This is the difference. For example, hypothetical example, 20 units are being produced by the company, 15 units are being used. How much accumulation has happened or we have accumulated? It is 5 unit every time we are going to accumulate, and this is the production usage that is happening into the organization. So, we need to just understand that this accumulation which is happening and the number or item of goods which every times are going into the inventory, they should be so ideal or minimum which are not impacting much to the organization. What are the assumptions of the production quantity model? The assumption is only one item is involved. So, production quantity model assume that there are no different type of the good or different nature of the goods, only one item it is being discussed. Annual demand is required here, annual demand is required into the production quantity model as well as into production quantity model too. It is the usage rate is constant, usage rate, it is the rate at which demand it is there or produced items are being consumed by the consumer. Next, usage occurs continually but production occurs periodically. Usage occurs continuous basis and production it is occurring periodically because production is happening in batches or lot size. Production rate is constant, lead time does not vary, there is no quantity discount. So, unlike discount quantity model which is third one after this, quantity model assume that there is offer, there is some discount given by the company to induce or attract the customer to buy larger quantity or higher quantity, but economic production quantity model and economic order quantity model, both of them do not assume that there is any discount given by the company to the consumer. So, in both these two first model there is no role or relevance of the discount given by. This is how the formula it is being used. We easily can understand this formula, it is for production quantity model. Formula for the EOQ was, it was like this. EOQ, the model was, it is 2 ds upon h. It was like this, but there is this extension over here. Extension over here is what? That this portion will remain same. Addition it is what? It is production or rate of production, and U it is rate of usage. I repeat, P it is rate of production and U it is rate of usage. I had discussed in detail why rate of production and rate of usage is important, because if the rate of production is high and rate of usage is low, more good will go into inventory. If the rate of usage is very high and rate of production is low, then it will be a shortage and then it is going to create certain problem for the organizations too. This is a question that is being given inventory. It is 5,000 hot dogs per day. It is usage 250. Factory it is working 300 days per year. Total demand it is being calculated at 250 plus multiply by it is 300 days per year, we came to total accumulative, it is 75,000. It is setup cost, it is $66. Holding cost, it is 0.45. I had discussed in EOQ setup cost as well as holding cost. So, again they are going to be used. In this model, two things are very important. It is P, that is production rate, and U, it is usage that we are going to see. See, it is we have taken the value from the earlier 2D, it is 2D, it is here what? It is the 70,000 annual demand. Setup cost, it is what? 66 that we have seen. Holding cost, it is 0.45. It is P, that is production. So, production rate is what? 5,000 unit. So, P here we, and usage it what? It is 250. So, usage rate it is there, it is usage rate is less than the production rate. So, the ideal quantity or the production quantity it came around, it is 4,812. It is 4,812. So, it is 4,812. So, this is the production, economic production quantity that a company has, can place an order to avoid the extra inventory. I repeat again, this same as EOQ, it is P, that is the production rate, U, it is the usage rate, all information are being given. 70,000 we got 250 multiplied by 300, which are the working days per year. It is our setup cost, which is 66, and it is holding cost, that is 0.45. This is the production, that is 5,000 unit, and 250 it is our usage rate. So, when we work out, we got 4,812. Similarly, we have this information like assembly take place 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year. It will take a full day to get machine ready for a production run of the component for the new product. Setup cost, it is $300, holding cost, it is $10, production, it is 200 per day, and usage, it is 80 per day. Again, it is important over here, production rate and usage rate. Into production model, they both are very important. So, we will identify it, how it is going to be made and what kind of discussion is going to be around. So, same pattern will be used. It will be again 2,000, 20,000, it is 300 divided by holding cost, it is 200 production minus usage. So, our economic production quantity, how much it came? 1,404. Next, it is about the quantity discount model, which is last and third one. Quantity discount model says that there is a role of quantity to be offered to the customer in order to attract them to purchase more quantity. So, company may give a bracket or a list that we will give you discount if you purchase these number of item, we will give you this much of discount if you give purchase these number of item. So, the discount that you are going to get depends on number of item that you are going to purchase. Larger number of the item you will purchase, more discount you will be getting. So, quantity discounts are price reduction for larger order offered to the customer to induce them, to motivate them to purchase larger quantity. Why company give the discount? So that the customer need to purchase more discount. See, during festives or during Diwali or Eid or certain festival, companies or nearby new year or Christmas, companies are offering lot of discount, so that companies are customers are motivated to purchase larger in quantity. Similarly, Amazon or e-commerce company, they are giving discount into the larger quantity just to motivate and induce consumer to purchase into larger quantity. The objective of the quantity discount model is to identify the order quantity that will represent the lowest total cost for the entire set of curves. Next, it is a company decide to take advantages of the quantity discount. The goal is to select the order quantity that will be minimum cost. So, it is okay that discount motivate the consumer to purchase in large quantity, but it is the company which has to decide that what should be the bracket. On every product company cannot give the discount. So, there has to be some minimum criteria. If the consumer are going to purchase these number of the good, then only they are going to have certain discount. So, this need to be decided by the company by itself. This this visual just indicate about total cost curve with the quantity discount is composed of a portion of total cost curve for each price. So, here you say the price that we consumers are getting, see over here, price at the rate of 2 here. So, probably the consumers are not getting any, if they it is only $2 45 units, if it is 170 175 it is 70 units and other extra. So, by this model we are coming to know that at $2 there is no discount it being given, and if you have purchased between 45 to 70, the discount it is being given $1.7 each, and if you purchase goods in either 70 or more than 70, discount is being going to give her in 1.40. So, this is how the discount is being offered. Larger you purchase, higher discount is likely to be given by the organization. Next, it is the total cost that we are going to calculate. So, into discount quantity discount model, the objective it is what? Objective it is where the total cost is minimum. We have to understand it carefully. Quantity discount model try to ensure we need to identify such a combination of the goods whereby total cost of buying or total cost of purchasing need to be brought down. So, how need to be calculate the total cost, and then we need to say out of the alternative or of the option that are available, which option give us the least cost. Let us see. It is how the total cost can be calculated. Although I already had discussed this portion, it is what? Holding cost. TC is equal to Q upon 2 H. It is what? It is our holding cost, the period for which item and the goods are being held by the company, plus it is D upon Q S plus PD. This we are already aware, we had discussed several points. It is our holding cost, it is our holding cost plus this is our ordering cost, and PD is what? It is the price per unit, it is price per unit into demand, whichever whatever demand it is there. So, by this formula we will calculate the purchasing cost or total cost at each discount or number of unit the company is giving discount, and we will pick up that alternative or that option where we are capable or have to have a minimum cost. Let us see. This is how I directly have calculated it. This is the formula that I have explained you. Now, it is what? It is discount that we are getting to offer on 2400 unit. So, it is that we have to put the formula over here. It is quantity 2400 upon D, it is holding cost 0.6 plus it is again D annual demand, and it is the quantity 2400, it is the setup cost plus price this portion, this price it is 1.20 into demand, that is this 18,000, we got 23,040. Next, we similar formula has been used and we have picked up this one and we got 22,545 and it is 22,972. So, this is how we can calculate total cost by using this formula, and out of these three alternative, ideal which will be for us where the total cost is minimum. So, the total cost minimum is into the alternative B where the goods are 5,000. So, this could be the ideal way or approach that an organization can adopt. Again, it is about the total cost, that Q upon 2 H plus D upon QS plus PD, and same way we have calculated and we find out into the first option it is 45,979.80 and it is 41,000. So, obviously, as compared to 45,979, 41,000 is much lower in terms of the total cost. So, this could be much viable or an ideal option for us to have or to calculate it. So, this is how I have told you that inventory model are three. First, it is the economic order quantity model where we are identifying the optimum order size or optimum quantity to order. Second model, it was the economic production quantity model or production quantity model, which identify that what should be the optimum production load size to avoid any extra cost or expenses. And third, it is about the quantity discount model, that which where into the out of various available alternative, which one alternative was having the least cost, that we have seen into the earlier option and these options too, that both these options was having the least cost. So, this was all about the inventory model and the cost of what are the different options available to the customer. Thank you so much.